unit right now, and they're definitely easy to use. Looks like a little bit of a push out from the base from Hammerhead. Very tentative, but they really do have to expand pretty soon. I don't know if these guys are in a placement match or something like that, but I have a feeling they are not diamond players. Looks like the big move out. Checking the army size here. Wow. Look at the army size for Shadowsbane right now. Just completely out macroing. Oh, and then just there must have been 5 units all pumped out by Hammerhead right there to catch up. Splitting up the units. Zealots in the back. Definitely could have pushed in a little bit better there. A nice fungal growths from the infestors there. And look at this immortal pumping away. He's got 2 kills only. Those marines are going to cut right through him if they focus fire. He's up to 3 kills. Really would have expected more, but there's just so many units here, I guess, that they're splitting up the kills. It's up to 4, and then he dies. No hero stalkers here with a huge amount of kills, but really having the zealots in front would have, I think, changed that battle quite a bit. It's one of the things that you really have to watch when you're moving out. Your stalkers going faster than your zealots is one of the ways where a battle in your favor can really go wrong. Managed to take out the expansion though, or force a cancel. So it definitely helped. Shadowsbane is taking his expansion now. KillerB is just starting to get some drones on his expansion. So it looks like there's definitely a macro advantage going to Shadowsbane and KillerB. Oh, I was just going to comment on that observer, how it's managing to sit there and watch, but it must have been spotted and definitely did not last long after that scan. KillerB pumping out the roaches once again. The army sizes, you know, not quite as lopsided as they once were, but definitely still Shadowsbane has a significant advantage over any other single player. And we finally have a siege tank up here. I'm just kind of amazed it took so long to get a siege tank out. They were really going marines, and on this map you just have to have siege tanks up on, well, I would keep these siege tanks back a little bit out of stalker range, because if you've got an observer with your army or anything like that, anything that grants vision of the high ground, you're going to be able to take these out, like a Colossus or something like that. However, with it's a good turret placement, these turrets can strike Colossi, they can take out the observers, so they really are actually protecting the high ground advantage for these tanks. Shadowsbane says he doubts they can push out right now. He has no real way of knowing Hammerhead's army size is small, but also these cannons are going to be annoying throughout any kind of battle here. These siege tanks are in such good position that they're really going to have to stick to the left side if they're going to be successful. And looks like Arleos is loading up for a drop of some sort. Yeah, we got some Zerglings taking out this turret. They're just checking to make sure there's no expansion going in this bottom corner. And actually, they may just get lucky because of their checking here and locking that down for expansion purposes. They are going to avoid the siege tanks if they come around this left-hand side. I don't know if they scouted where the siege tanks were or not, but it looks to me like this is going to be the perfect angle to be attacking from. A huge looking army here from KillerB. unfortunately, the Stalkers are getting kind of funneled. But, yeah, okay, the Zerglings coming in, they can take out these cannons, Roaches to back them up, beautiful fungal growth. Getting the Marines is what you want to do with these fungal growths, because they die so fast from it. You know, 2 fungal growths can really cause a lot of damage. Roach is just hugely moving in. If they have Burrow, well, because he could use a scan, I guess Burrow may not have saved their lives. So they're arguing about whether or not they had that. I have to tend to go with Shadowsbane, that they should have retreated, just purely because the siege tank did move up to reinforce. It's a good solid amount of stalkers, and look at the gateways. He's on 2 bases now, pseudo 2 bases, because these probes couldn't really mine during that battle. But I mean, pumping out with 7 gateways, he can reinforce really fast. This is a great idea, is burrowing right where they have to land their command center. Sometimes a player will send his command center over and not notice that something is burrowed, and go to set it to land down, and it just kind of floats there for a while before they notice that anything's gone wrong. So it can really delay any kind of expansion, and then they got to send something to clear it out. Look at all these roaches, the infestors now. Definitely a good place to set up fortification, but Hammerhead and Arleos are going to have to move out because they need expansions bad. Look how mined out Arleos is. He is going to be useless unless he can get a second base going. And look at all the bases that are up. I want to just check out the income advantage. It's about 1,000 to 500, so double the income. You can afford to keep losing these battles as long as you can keep pumping out units and macroing back up. Great time for Shadowsbane to come in and support. It definitely got the flank on there. These medevacs are going to make it out because they flew over the roaches, who can't attack air, obviously. And now after that, the army tab, hugely in Shadowsbane and KillerB's favor. Just has to be a little bit better about shoot and scoot with the stalkers here. Just move forward a bit, shoot, just so your zealots can get around. However, I mean, at this point, the army advantage is it's gonna, you know, it's gonna take these out without too much trouble at all. I got a few Marines up here, a few Stalkers, but now that expansion is gone, you know, they could lose every single unit here and still be fine. We got 3 bases up for KillerB, we got 4 bases up for Shadowsbane, although they're not all mining. Great place to toss in the infested Terrans, just beautiful. We got Shadowsbane up there with his Stalkers. The Colossi, obviously great support units, coming in to clean things up, especially when Arleos was going so Marine heavy. Making the switch to Colossi, you know, it seems like an obvious thing to do, but it's just so easy to get caught up with the gateway units. And so just pumping out those couple of Colossi really helped there. I gotta say that is a solid win, good solid play for KillerB and Shadowsbane. A few mistakes made by the seemingly less experienced Arleos and Hammerhead. I have to say, just Arleos could have had the siege tanks coming out earlier. You know, he went really heavy on the Marines when there was not really any units out there for Shadowsbane and KillerB that Marines are good against. So yeah, definitely he could have done a little bit better about the troop choices. But all in all, just a really solid win for KillerB and Shadowsbane, and thank you for listening.